So I have come out in like 40-mile-an-hour winds. I think it's the end of Storm Gareth, because I really want to show you my special place, which is an area of woodland near to where I live. I think that having a place that you can go, an area of the natural environment that you can explore and get to know and understand, is really beneficial for your mental health. So recently, if you can hear me over this wind now, oh no! Hold on, let me see if this wind will stop. Bloody hell, that's loud. So recently I've been feeling a bit sad, a bit depressed, just because that's what life does to you sometimes. And I've been exploring my special place to make myself feel better, to increase my well-being. Just being outside in nature actually does that, and there's lots of studies to prove it. So I'm going to show you my place and hopefully inspire you to go connect with somewhere around where you live. So yeah, let's get to it. So what do I mean by a special place? Basically, it could be any area of natural environment, or not natural, but anywhere place where there's preferably nature around. So this could be a park, it could be a garden. Oh, there we are, the windy Storm Gareth. I knew I was going to come at some point, that gust. It could be a river, it could be a canal, it could be a nature reserve, it could be an area of woodland, it could be a field behind your house, literally anywhere. All it needs to be is somewhere that you can access easily and quickly, and somewhere where there's preferably trees, birds, and living things. So if you're looking for a green space but aren't sure where, then look at a map or go on Google Maps, put it on satellite mode, find a green space and just go there. It will be a bit of an adventure, but you might be surprised at what you find. But one thing that I really like doing is watching wildlife, trying to find nature, because it's quite nice just to every single year go out and look for something and sort of build familiarity with it, sort of relationship with it. So now we're in the end of winter, early spring. Soon we'll be finding spring birds come back from perhaps Africa, sub-Saharan Africa or the Mediterranean, and also see some new species of flower and trees come up, which I think is really lovely. Always lifts my spirits. I find winter's a bit of a depressing time. Yeah, so hopefully we'll find some of those in this video too. So here are some bluebell leaves, and you can tell they're bluebell leaves because they've got the sort of flat shape and they're quite waxy. So these are all bluebell leaves, and in the next few months they'll all pop up, or the flowers will, and this whole path will be lined with beautiful bluey purple flowers, which is lovely. Here are some lesser celandines, which are a beautiful early flower, and what's really cool about them is that they actually open in sunlight and in bright conditions and close in the sort of dull, cloudy conditions. So let me just get a close-up for you. Here they are. You can see that they've got this beautiful yellow flower. A whole patch of them. I really like them. I think they're absolutely stunning. But they've also got these kidney-shaped leaves. So I find that learning the history of an area is sort of like getting to know the background of a newly made friend. So you get to understand their context, what their childhood was like, what they were like before you met you. And I find that learning about places like that. And you can look for signs of the past as well. So where my special place is, it's a, bit windy, it's a ex-mining valley, once very heavily industrialised. Now, oh, so windy! Wait for it to stop. Now that that industry is gone, there's trees, there's plants, it's all green, and wildlife has come back to the land, which I think is a really lovely story. But it's quite nice sometimes how you could be walking through the woods, and next thing you just find a ruined building, or no means to a railway track and stuff like that. I think it gives a bit of interesting character to the place, and it could really sort of ground you to where you are. So the mines didn't actually close that long ago, which means you can still see lots of signs of them. As you can see behind me, there's lots of stone wall, but also in the middle of the river, you've got these big pillars. It was a platform. So along there would have been a concrete platform going from there to the bank. And that is where the miners would have gone to relieve themselves straight into the river for then to be washed away. So being out in your special place can make you happier and calmer and more relaxed, but also gives you community. So when I've been videoing this video, or filming this video I should say, I've had to stop it multiple times to have a chat with people who I know and people who I've bumped into when I'm out here, which is, I mean, I'm not complaining, it's actually very nice. It means that when you're a bit lonely, you've got a familiar face to have a chat to, even if it's just about this windy weather. It doesn't really matter. Loneliness can be a really, really big source of mental distress. So I think that sharing a special place with other people is actually really important. Being a part of a community of people who care for a place also gives you a sense of belonging, and also means that you'll be passionate about it and want to look after it. So take myself for example, I'm a part of a local volunteer group that help look after the woodland to make sure that it's good for nature and wildlife. So for example, we've put up lots of bird boxes and we monitor them to see what's nesting in them, which means that we have a really intimate knowledge of what's here, and it also means that we're helping wildlife whilst helping ourselves too. Studies have shown that being outside in nature increases your well-being, makes you calmer, more relaxed, and I think a part of that is realising that actually you're quite small in the big scheme of things. There's so many other living things living their own lives, doing their own thing, and that actually most of your problems are quite small. That's certainly something that's worked for me. When I've been stressed over little things really in comparison, coming outside and sitting under a tree or something, you know, slightly hippie-ish like that perhaps, actually calms me down a lot. It makes me think, well, this big massive tree's been here for 50, 70, 100 years perhaps. It's been through so much, been through bad weather conditions, disease, God knows what, and here's me stressing about something silly. I just find that quite relaxing and quite comforting thought actually. The thing is, you don't even need to know anything about wildlife or nature. Sometimes it's just the very act of going outside and paying attention to things. So listening, sitting there and listening to the noises around you. Trying to see how many different things you can see and identify. Breathing in the air and smelling. Right now there's a smell of, I can't know what it's called, is it plechor or something like that? It's that smell after rain, the smell of leaf mould. That's what I always associate it with. What you could taste, what you could feel. I think just being really calm, really mindful, really points attention to the present and just takes the stress and anxiety away really.